Too late to stop now, man. This is going to be kind of short, I guess, unless I get a guest. And if I don't get a guest, then it will be even more short. I did send the feelers out to people. I'm just, just seeing if anyone out there wanted to join my stream. But I don't want, you know what? I might just invite some people on. If they get too stupid, I'll kick them off. Now, the show I did, and it came on later on, but the show that I did, earlier yesterday, or I think it was yesterday or whatever, it was the left, the right, and Stoic Calm. People are accusing me of being willfully and knowingly having a Klan member on. Now, that is news to me. She said this person has said that they've been accused of being in the Klan, but that doesn't make me guilty of being a Klan sympathizer. That's just stupid. A lot of these people I've known on Discord and Blog Talk Radio, and I've known them for a while, and they may have gotten involved in things that I don't necessarily know about. I don't keep myself on Discord that much. And the person that really called me out was a guy named Jamal X. And this guy is such a phony, such a drama queen. If you ever watch, I think he's often in Portland when the Proud Boys are in town, and he loves the drama. And he certainly is no Malcolm X. Malcolm X was a master Stoic. This guy is kind of an unhinged lunatic. But he was one of the persons who said, "Oh, you have a KKK member. You're caught as a racist." Like, really? I've known this person for years, and she's actually been on my show a few times, and this is the first time anyone has said that that she is part of the KKK. And that is kind of slanderous to say that, but that's what's being said. And it's being said that I knowingly did it. Where's your proof that I knowingly have a Ku Klux Klan member on my show, that I knew about it? You could show me proof that I knew, because I would have asked her about it if she was, and I would have questioned her on it. Am I not allowed to have, a member of that on my show? And I'm just I don't want to hear discord. Right now. And maybe, again, maybe there aren't individuals out there, but, there are people, I guess, now that don't perhaps like me because of this. And that's really a silly reason. So High Ridge Estates, how did I not know? I didn't know. I, you know, I did not know she was part of the clan. I didn't know. It's news to me. I don't spend that much time in Discord. She's been on my show, and I've known her. I've known her for over 10 years. But I'm in California, and she's in Oklahoma, and I guess other parts of the South. I'm not there. I'm playing dumb. So how do you know what I know? I have never. Okay, I'm playing dumb. So now I'm being accused of knowing about a known clans member. Where's your proof? All right, now I'm going to invite you on. If you're going to make an accusation like that, I want to know your proof. Where's your proof of this nonsense? That I have a known clan member, Master of Rope? Where's your proof? You can come on now. I'll invite you on, and you can tell me where the proof is that I knowingly had a clan member. And maybe you don't want to talk to me. That's fine. I guess to you, I'm not entitled to any due process, and you can go on about your business. If you think that I'm doing something undercover, I'll do it right up to your face. You know, I'm not a person that hides. If I had a clan member on, I'd say I'm having a clan member on. If I knew about it, I'm not hiding anything. Jeez. They accuse you. It's really kind of a hit and run tactic, you know. I'm being accused of something, and was I there when she said she's bragged about it before? Was I there when she bragged about it? Show me the evidence. Where's your evidence that I knew about it and I'm playing dumb? If you can't come up with evidence, I guess you're not talking. That's up to you. But I have no knowledge that she is part of the clan, and if she is, that's on her. Even if she said it out of her own mouth, how do you know I was there when she said that out of her own mouth? How do you know that I was aware of it? And if she said it when I was around, there's some things I don't get what people are saying when they're saying them. Come on, no. Where's your proof? I'm not around this. Again, they're doing it, and they're doing it for malicious act. I've invited them to come on while I'm being accused, and instead of being in my chat room and discuss this with me, but they will not do it. They're not giving me my due process. They're just accusing me. And I don't have to prove that. High State says, prove I'm not a racist. No, you have to prove that I am. I'm innocent until proven guilty. In a place of civility and justice, I'm innocent until proven guilty. And Elizabeth, and they say she's been like that 3 or 4 years. I understand that, Rope, that in court I get no due process. In a civilized society, I should get due process. Due process does not just concern court. That's such a commie talking point. All right. There can be no justice on stolen land. Grow up. What a stupid statement. I mean, do you actually mean that? There is no land is not stolen. It is either won or lost. Yeah, and you know who else thinks Kyle? Yeah, you know who else thinks that Kyle Rittenhouse is innocent? Scott. Scott, you thought he was innocent. That's correct. We live in a society, and it's either civil or it's mobocracy. And if you're a decent human being, you will give me due process. If you're a scumbag, then you won't. If you're a dirtbag, you won't give me due process. And you either want to be part of that civil society or you want to be a scumbag. That's up to you. But if you're a scumbag, I'll keep moving. I'll keep moving. And you can keep moving too. You don't have to be around me, and I don't have to be around you. Hey man, I'm right here. I gave you Rope. I gave you the link. And now you claim I'm playing victim. Either meet me, either meet me, or take a hike. I gave you the link. I'm man enough to meet you face to face, man. What are you saying? I'm playing the victim. You're the punk talking in the chat room. You're not coming in here. You're not coming in here and talking to me. As I said, I've never heard any of that stuff being said. I've never heard her admit that to me. That's all I know. I've never heard her admit that she was part of the Klan to me. And we got someone in our chat room. Hello.
Hey, Brian. Hey, Brian.
What's up, man?
Look, you complaining about other people not liking you having a known Klan associate on your show, Brian. You were kind of playing the victim here. Because you did kind of... I'm not necessarily sure if you knew, but you had to have known at some point.
Where's your proof?
I don't need proof for this.
Yes, you do. If you're going to accuse me and defame me, you should have proof. If you're a decent human being, you should have proof.
I'm not defaming you, though. You're not being defamed.
Saying that I saying that I knowingly had a Klan person and winking and nodding, and you're calling me a liar. That's defaming me. You're saying I'm not who I am.
Well, you have racists on your show, though.
Okay. Does that mean I'm one?
Well, here's the thing, though. Other people have the right to think you're racist because you're platforming racists on your show.
What standard?
Now,
By whose standards and whose standards of conduct?
by normal society standards. Because if you have a racist on your show, that means you agree with their opinions.
No, it doesn't. So, where do you come up with this stuff?
I don't see you having people that have varying opinions than you, Brian, anymore.
I
You
have
seem to have people that tote the same lines as you.
I have people that that disagree with me on my show. I had one on Thanksgiving. She disagreed with me, and now she won't talk to me. But and she wouldn't even she didn't. This person did not talk to me or with me. She talked primarily at me.
Well, yeah, sometimes they have to talk at you, Brian, because if they don't, you don't get the point.
That no, you can talk with me. It does, how, did I gain any point from what was said? I was just a put down. Just calling me a name. Where's anything gained by that? Now we do have donning armor. Donning armor, do you have anything to add?
Oh, yes. Oh my goodness gracious, yes. May I please just take the mic just for a bit? All right. You're going about this the wrong way. All you need to say, and I understand that these people are your friends or people that you've met and you've known for quite some time. I believe it's from Discord. I don't know. I came from a separate platform to YouTube. I did the exact same thing. I changed my identity. I mask myself. I won't disclose what platform it's from. Now, stop being defensive about these personal attacks that are completely uncalled for. You are not uh, the R word. You're not some bigot. You don't hate other people. There's nothing that I have seen, and I've watched quite a few of your videos by now. There's nothing that indicates you are any of those things. So these people are anti-white scumbags, and you need to rid yourself of them. Now, when they call you the R word, or they talk about the Klan, as if that even exists anymore, uh, you only have one thing to say back to them. They hate white people. They're anti-white. They're anti-white. So you tell them that straight up to their face and watch them squirm, watch them run away. I'm tired of, I, I get it. You guys all know each other. You call each other from first name basis. It's, but it pains me to watch you try to defend yourself. You don't need to defend yourself. You've never done anything wrong. They're anti white. Call them what they are and be done with it. And if you don't like it, piss off to another show. Easy. Done and dusted. Mike Free.
You're you're still muted, Brian. Can't be heard.
Ropey, go ahead. Do you want to respond to that?
Anti-white. Great. Again with this race BS. It's just no. I really don't care much about race at all.
Honestly, bro, you're just calling him an associate of a clan member, and you're insinuating that he's racist. You are the racist. You hate white people. You sound white, so you probably hate your own kind because you've been indoctrinated into that BS. You're an anti-white. So shut up. Go away. There's another show if you want to watch another one.
No, I'm here for Brian. I'm not here for you racists that care to talk about race. I'm not here for any of you people.
Now you're now you're gonna call me the R word. No, you're an anti-white piece of filth, and I can tell it. I can smell you from however many
Yeah,
miles away I am.
yeah,
So
I know.
if
I
you
hate
want to be
you.
anti-white, you want to go
Fantastic.
listen to your little anti-white propaganda, then go to the next show. It's not that hard to do. Brian actually puts out good content. I recently discovered him between a mutual acquaintance. I will not disclose who it was, and I find him to be an interesting guy. We don't agree on things. However, I don't just come onto shows to call people names. I actually like to have discussions. You obviously do not. You just want to diminish somebody's character and throw that crap out there because you've got nothing to offer. So go away, anti white. Go away. Bye bye.
No, no. You're just being a racist yet again.
Well, Donning does not believe in the R word, and the person that I'm not going to get into to where we met because Donnie doesn't want to disclose that. But again, I disagree with both to a degree with both Donning and with Rope. I think Rope is pretty leftist, and Donning, uh, he has love for his own kind. He has love for. He has said that he has love for all humanity, but he has love for his own kind. Um, I've known noble people of all races and ethnic backgrounds. I don't really divulge this that much, but I had a really close black friend that like helped me out through thick and thin. So I do have a multi-racial and multi-ethnic friendships over the years, and they were noble, good, and decent people. I am seeing that the left hates and despises white people, and they're showing in last year and this year, the establishment has been showing that, and I'm vocal about that.
You
Um,
know, oh, sorry, go for it. The
okay.
fake Liz, what the freak? Go for it. You fake your name, so you're obviously a very honest and dependable person. You cowardly anti-white piece of filth. Go for it.
Listen to this idiot. Ah, great.
I mean, you are pretty leftist, and you accused me of being a racist. So you weren't very kind to me, and
I'm I'm not very kind in general though.
yeah, no, that is true. You're not a very kind person. You are a rather cruel person, and we would disagree. And God, this other name here, I don't know who this person is, but they go, I don't even want to have this kind of. I wish you would change your name, your stream name,
Hold on, I'll change it. Don't worry about it.
no, no, who's
No, he's a little coward. He
okay.
changes his name up so that he can get his little digs in, and get banned and disrupt the stream. Like you have a good channel, Brian. I'm telling you, my channel sucks. Your channel is actually interesting to listen to. And I appreciate the content that you put out there. I disagree with you, Brian, on certain key issues. And I would like to actually have a conversation about those issues. Unfortunately, you come from another platform where you get little. I, I'm trying my best not to swear because I can go there. But these individuals, they're toxic individuals, they're anti-white individuals. They do not contribute to the show in any way. And all I want to do is get a one-on-one with you where we can go over race-related issues. And it doesn't mean that I hate anyone. It means that I love my people. And if anybody has a problem with me as a white man loving my people, they can go straight to hell.
Another white supremacist talking point. That's ridiculous. You're still muted, Brian.
Twerk to twerk. If you misbehave, I will dislodge you from my stream. And again, there are disagreements, and believing in white supremacy is kind of stupid in this day and age. There is no white supremacy in this day and age. There's a lot of
supremacies out there. You still have black supremacy out there, in case you didn't know that, Brian.
I've seen. Well, look, I don't even call it supremacy. I just call it, what the establishment allows today is what the establishment allows today. Anyway, okay, who is this person? And I'm not okay. If you're gonna come on, okay. Hello, who is this?
Come from Rockford, Illinois.
All right, you sound okay.
Okay, I just wanted to ask if you remember the incident with the envelope.
All right, enough. I've had enough of you. I'm not gonna have people on with you know what? Have names where they're at least decent and not foul that I can put on the stream. I prefer not to have foul language on my show. And yeah, okay. So if you come back and don't have this, and yeah, it's really stupid what you guys are saying. And again, I don't believe in white supremacy, and racism is kind of a made-up word. Okay, we got Liz here, and it's not the real Liz, I'm pretty sure. Hey, anything?
What do you mean it's not the real Liz?
Hey, you know what? I actually thought it wasn't the real Liz, but it is. Liz, how are you?
I was getting ready to go to bed, and then I see you out here defending yourself against the facts.
Finally, somebody that's not an idiot.
You know what?
So I just wanted to clear something up real quick, because I was listening to this show, and there's just a couple things here that I wanted to point out. The Klan, first of all, is alive and strong, and this woman in question is a real person who is very openly supportive of the Klan. And I can tell you that the Klan is alive and strong because she initially went to do like incognito journalism to watch them. And she's a hardcore leftist for years. And so, and she slowly befriended them, was like, oh, they're nice people. And then, fast forward to now. So that's where a lot of this is stemming from. Whether or not Brian knew that, I don't think he did. She was pretty open about it on other platforms, and he would have not been around for that, or wouldn't have even looked for it. A lot of us are technologically able to go back and take a look at all that. Brian doesn't have that capacity most of the time. So
okay, here we
but
go
no,
again.
that's true. It was very, very true.
No.
And before you continue to talk, I know Brian in person. I've met Brian. I've been Brian's friend for years. So you can just shut up because you don't know what you're talking about.
No, you're not going to tell me to shut up. You know this girl. You know this girl that's on Discord, and she is like totally a journalist, and she totally shows that the KKK are alive and strong. That's ridiculous. You know it's garbage.
I've seen videos
Stop it,
of
you
it.
anti-white.
You don't know what you're talking about. I have proof of it. The people who are in this chat are very aware of her. And you are the only one here who doesn't know what they're talking about. And I'm not saying Brian is out here hosting a bunch of racist people that he knows that are racist. I'm not saying that. But you have zero idea what you are actually talking about.
Let me
you to shut up.
Okay, guys, let's keep it civil, please. I want to try to keep civility here as much as we can. Keep civility. And I have to disagree with Liz that the Klan is alive and strong.
She's attended their churches.
No. Okay, it doesn't mean that the Klan is not around.
Oh, okay,
and
fine.
They're not alive,
this man right here tried to say that they don't even exist. They're no longer a thing, and they are very much a thing. And I've
I
seen their
didn't
point of
say
view.
that they weren't a thing. I said that they weren't alive and strong. Strong being
I've literally seen footage
the
of these
key
people
word there.
in the masses coming. That is new footage of these people in the masses attending Klan
Okay,
get-togethers.
well,
You cannot tell me they're not alive
last
and strong.
time I looked, the BLM burnt down city blocks all over the
I'm not
country
saying
and
that
all over the
BLM
Western
didn't, but you
world.
can't sit here and say that that they don't exist and that they're not alive and
Okay,
strong.
but
Guys,
don't allow people to call Brian a part of it. Don't
Yeah.
allow this sly guy to try to insinuate that Brian supports that type of stuff. He obviously doesn't.
Well, I
So
mean,
these Sly
ignorance
is
is not
anti-white.
always necessarily an excuse. When you have someone on like that, people are well aware of who she is, especially the people that listen to the show, and Brian's over there conceptually agreeing with someone that has that sort of background, you can see why people might insinuate or assume that he might be in line with that kind of mentality. Am I incorrect?
There are Black Hebrew Israelites
I'm not talking
that
about Black Hebrew
I know
Israelites.
you're
Am I
not. Let me
incorrect
make my
in my
point if you don't
concept?
mind.
Okay, guys, one at a time, please.
If you don't mind, let me just simply make my point. There are many Black Hebrew Israelites that I have met who think that they will enslave white people, and there's many points that they've made that I completely agree with. So if Brian simply agrees with some aside of anyone from any group, even black people that wish to enslave white people, it does not make him uh, a contributing factor or a supporter of KKK or the Klan. So let's leave it
So
alone.
you're going to tell me that you're going to have people on your show who want to enslave white people. You're going to have Black people on your show that are known for wanting to enslave white people. In fact, they're a public figure for it. And you're on there agreeing them conceptually on social behaviors that you're saying that you shouldn't be associated with that kind of behavior or that kind of mentality. That's total BS. That's
I'm
total
saying
BS.
I'm saying that there's nothing wrong with having a discussion, and that's what this country needs more than
It's
ever
not
right
having
now.
a discussion, it's having an agreement session. You know, I get what Brian's trying to do on here, but when you have when Brian is someone who is, you know, in the middle
He's not
leaning
trying
right,
to agree with
and
the
you have
Klan.
someone that's 5,000%, you know, radical or extreme on a point of view, and he's there, yep, I agree, what do you think? Oh yeah, this
There's,
is all the
th-
same.
Listen,
Then of course people are going to assume. You can't say that people are idiots or jerks or attacking him because of that scenario right there.
you
And
can
Brian can
you
absolutely
can
defend himself, and he can say that, and I think he has very well, you
you
know.
can
And at this point, the ball is in
vehemently
the other court. But
disagree with somebody no matter what their position is, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you should just never talk to them. If Brian wants to have open dialogue with people of various backgrounds, I think that's cool. I think that that needs to be done. I think that that will help, and I support it. That's the reason why I'm on the show. Brian doesn't agree with me, so
Brian doesn't necessarily disagree with me either. And I have my own show where people come on and disagree with me all the time. So I get what you're saying. However, just like I have with my show, when I agree with someone or I host and I call the shots and I go,
You broke up.
get the backlash from people who don't agree from that, I necessarily say that I'm undeserving of that. But I do
well,
have to prove my point, or I do have to speak my position on things like that. I'm not saying that you can't be different or you can't disagree. I'm not saying that. However, when you have an extreme opinion, like having someone who is a Klan supporter on your show, which sounds very right wing, it's going to give off the impression, and these people aren't stupid for thinking or taking this impression that there might be some racism involved. Once again,
Brian
Brian
has
stood, I'm not done, sir. Brian stood his ground. He explained himself. I was in the chat. I think I explained Brian's standpoint very well. I'm a friend of Brian's, a real life friend. I'm not an internet friend of Brian's, a real life friend of his. So I think he did stand his point very well, and I did, you know, put my input in there as well. So it's not a matter of that. However, I can see where that perception may have been created or generated, all things considered. This woman is on the internet talking about her interactions with the Klan frequently.
All right.
Frequently.
All right. Can Donning respond? Donning, would you care to respond to that? And then I'll go to Liz if she wants to respond to his response.
I would love to respond to it. Brian has been adamant and staunch in his position that he does not support the Klan. But yet he's been attacked. And on the last show with whatever that really happy girl that makes all the money, I can't remember her name, but uh, called him a racist about 150 times. And now he's being called a racist again. The man is obviously not, and it's a disgusting thing to say to a white person because you can destroy the credibility, the reputation of a white man by using that kind of language and that verbiage. It's not right. You know him. I don't. I don't know any of you guys. I never did Discord. Sorry. But it's just so obvious to me. And I've seen so many white men be broken down by this loose-tongued accusation of anybody that's white is a racist, and we all see it. It's occurring. Brian explained himself quite well, didn't he? I thought he did. He has no association with it, so let it go. But instead, no, he
And he
gets
said some
people.
things that. Sorry, I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm still talking.
I just apologize. Go ahead. It's fine.
uh, he's been accused of these things. These things are just meant to break down white men so that they cannot voice their own opinions. I don't represent Brian. I don't know anything about any of you people. Um, as far as I can tell, he just seems like a decent dude that wants to have a dialogue. And if he wants to have it with this person or that person, whether he knows what their position is or what it isn't, I don't really care about it because we do need an open dialogue about these topics. I'll drop the mic.
Liz, do you have a response?
We do. I mean, the other day I got called a bigot the other day because I read a news article that said man went to prison and blah 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 blah, and I was referring to him as a he in the comments, and people are like, "It's a she," and I'm like, I don't, I can't keep up with you people, But someone referred to me as a bigot for that. I understand that, but I also disagree with the sentiment that being called a racist will destroy a white man, just like being a bigot shouldn't. I think we're of and beyond that. I mean, the next person who calls me a racist doesn't hurt my feelings. It doesn't hurt my feelings if you call me a bigot because I'm confident in myself, and I don't feel like I have to explain myself. And so, I believe that you can take situations like that. People, when you're a public figure, people are going to call names. You're not going to make everyone happy. When you're going to talk about sensitive subjects like Brian tends to do, you need to prepare for people to come at you with their points, and some people may interpret that as racist, and he's going to have to be prepared to deal with that if he's going to run topics like that. And this is something Brian and we've talked about this for years. Is it fair? Not always. Is it justified sometimes? It might be. I don't know, but that's what happens. The sensitivity, or if it breaks you as a white man, that's all on you. People come out of the ashes of being called a racist and a bigot and every other name in the book all the time and do just fine.
There's plenty of examples that everybody knows about, and let's just stop playing games here. And I will drop it and I'll leave it to Brian or you, Liz. You can respond. Plenty of examples of people who have had their lives absolutely ruined, tarnished, their reputation gone, imprisoned, fired from their jobs, white men for being accused of these types of things. I do not believe that Brian is a racist. He's obviously not a racist. I think it's ridiculous that he was called a racist 150 times. I called into the show to explain to him that you don't take that garbage. You simply call them an anti-white piece of filth and boot them off of your stream, bro. And listen, what do you want? Jared Taylor, Greg Johnson, do you want Colin Flaherty? I don't care. There's many accounts of men, white men. It doesn't happen to other races. It happens to white people. And that is a serious claim to accuse somebody of being uh, a white supremacist and all these other little buzzwords that they have. That's my only problem. And I'm just trying to help the guy out in defending himself and showing him how to talk to these anti-white losers. That's all
But
I'm
I
doing.
mean, they're not anti-white though. I mean, you're talking to some people who actually are white. But the people, I tell you what,
It
that
doesn't
are
matter. No, no.
they're in the
Excuse
chat
me,
and they're
Liz.
on this show. Hold on, I'm still speaking. The people who are in this chat and on the show and in the chat room there aren't anti-white as much as they are looking for fairness, which is something that Brian preaches as well. And so they're not looking for Whitey to go down. Some of them I actually know in person too, but once again, without revealing who they are and who I necessarily am, we won't take it any further than that. But their idea of fairness may stem from their own personal experiences with society. So you can't sit there and safely assume that someone is anti-white because they don't agree with what your idea of fairness is. And so, I mean, that is something that I think it's up to you. But once again, when you're hosting a platform like this, which is public, you're going to have to be prepared to deal with that and have those kind of conversations. You can't just run around calling everybody an anti-white piece of trash if they don't agree with your idea of fairness. It's simply, that's asinine. You can't do things like that. You can, but you're going to get a lot. I don't get backlash like that. And I get a lot of backlash, but I don't get backlash like that, and I'm pretty strong in my point of view. So
I will. Well, okay. I won't even take the last word, Brian. If you want to take over, it's your show. If you want me to respond, I'll respond. If you don't, then I won't. And
you're an interesting guy. We can continue to have these conversations. I'm not here to, I came in strong, but you got to remember, I've been around and I know a lot about the show. I know a lot about the people that they're referring to, and I know a lot about the hype, and as well as I have my own show. And so, of course, I'm going to come in, very strong about what's actually going on. But I don't think you're necessarily a bad person. You're very interesting.
I would be honored to come onto your show, Liz. But I think Sly, he needs a little time to voice his opinion. Or Brian, it is your show. I will shut up because I've talked too much.
I want to mention that I know for a fact that Liz has been called a bitch several times. And a whore several times.
I've been called a lot of things over the years.
And more than that. So
I've done skits on the person in question.
And I will say that Liz has a very thick skin, because she's been called every kind of name. She's been accused, I think, of having Al Chapo as an ex-husband. But I mean, so
I definitely have.
Yeah. But Liz gives as good as she takes. I hope you haven't taken too much offense to it, Dawning. It is.
I'm never
not at all
quiet. Yeah, I'm never quiet. I will speak my, but I will absolutely try to be as fair as I possibly can, because I understand the viewpoints of most people, at least involved in this conversation right now.
As I've said, it would be an honor for me to have a conversation with Liz. I love finding your show, Brian, but Sly has been on mute for quite some time, and I think he might have a thing or two to say, maybe. If he doesn't, excuse me, belch. If he doesn't, then by all means, Brian, it's you take the reins. It's all yours.
Well, Sly is now off of mute. Does Sly have anything to add except you're all racist?
What I do have to say is you all like to play victims. Boo-hoo, white man this. Boo-hoo, white man that. You all are a bunch of victims. Just, yeah. That's all I gotta say.
You know what? Am I a victim to Sly because I'm a woman?
You will be a victim quite soon, Liz.
You know what?
Keep it up.
Come get me, big boy. I got a present.
I'm gonna come get you.
All right, guys, please.
All right, thanks. I am going to go to bed. I have an early morning, but I did want to pop in and say hi. So good show.
All right. Well, thank you. Well, Liz, I wanted to say this real quick.
Yep.
I think where you are wrong. I mean, the Klan is still around, and it is alive, but it certainly is not strong. I mean, anything.
That's I don't know. There's so much division going on right
Well,
now
but
that people I feel like are being forced.
let me just say this, and then
Have to choose or the enemy.
wait a minute.
Long gone are the days of a gray area or being on the fence about
let me
people that are I tend to be in the gray area.
Shut up, you anti-white woman. Let him speak. His show.
All right, guys. Liz, let me just add into this. I wish it was a little bit more civil, but the establishment has bankrupted the Klan. You cannot be a a very strong pro-white organization nowadays, and not be crushed by the establishment. The establishment will crush you.
Please, that may be like that on the coast, but there's a whole country between the coasts.
Never even mind being. Oh Jesus, she's still talking. What is up with? Go for it, Liz. It's all yours.
Thanks. I once again, I'm on my final note because I am trying to get out of this conversation. Believe it or not,
I'm trying to hurry you out of this conversation.
I'm trying to get myself out of here, but long gone are the days of any kind of neutral position, and I think that the division in this country is stronger than it ever was, and anybody with a kind of neutral stance or a centric stance is the enemy. If you don't have a side, then you are wrong, and then your building gets burned down by BLM and things like that, and people become the victims when they haven't even done anything. So I find that situations like that in the US are forcing people to choose sides. And it's not the way it should be, but I think unfortunately it is the way it is. And I believe that as strong as organizations like BLM are, the more radical you're going to see, mostly organizations like the Klan, because people are pissed out. And I think you are wrong. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, well, you're absolutely delusional and anti-white.
I've been called many names before.
It's not calling you a name. I mean, I don't know how many.
Three white men attacking a black man in the middle of this country and beating him up and shooting him and claiming self-defense. Here we are in a country where things like that are happening, and they got found guilty and good, but you can't sit there and tell me that stuff like that isn't happening, where people are becoming more aggressive.
Okay, Liz,
because of agitations in society.
Do me a favor and just go out there and find out how many white men have been fired because they're part of the Klan or they made some passive-aggressive or mild remark that offended a non-white.
Give me an example where they did and they got fired for it. How about you give me the example and we'll define
Also, Liz, I recommend that you read the book White Girl Bleed a Lot and Don't Make the Black Kids Angry, and you will.
Oh yeah, thanks. I'm sure I'll put that on my list.
Put it on
on top of everything else I have to do.
No, she won't put it on the top of her list because apparently the KKK is going strong. It's news to me, brother. I don't know. Does anybody else know KKK members? Have you ever met them?
Actually, yeah, she frequents the show. I believe that was the topic of the whole.
Oh, you found one. You found one that pops on and talks to Brian. Okay. Well,
she's been
no, she found one woman that apparently, allegedly, is a very powerful KKK member, and she frequents the show and talks on YouTube.
She literally
sound very powerful to me. They sound extremely powerful. I know that city blocks were burned down by BLM, but you found somebody that calls into the show. So, wow. Amazing.
I mean, for years. This is somebody who literally has been on the show for years and has been in these circles. And
don't be ridiculous. White people
in the chat. I could literally take her screenshot and put it in the chat here, and then you'd be like, "Oh, who's that?
Don't
what do you mean? No, the KKK. I mean, is this like news claim, or what? How can you even ignore that they don't exist or that they're not
Because the amount
strong?
of people, the amount of white people that have been fired for dishonest claims that they are
True.
KKK or part of some white supremacy. All these words are just
Yeah, but hold
buzzwords
on, hold
used
on.
by
Who?
the
Tell
left.
me. Give me a name of
Jared
somebody who's
Taylor,
been
Greg
fired for not
Johnson,
being racist, but they're
Jared Taylor. He was not only fired, he was banned from the internet,
What did
and
he say?
he was banned from traveling to Europe. There's several people.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's break this down. Let's entertain
No,
you.
no, no,
What
no.
did
Let
he
me
say?
finish, please. Let me finish, please, Liz, and I will
Well, you're
gladly
bringing up
come on
other
your
people.
show.
I want to talk about this guy that you just brought up. This name. What did he
Jared
say?
Taylor.
Yeah.
He's said a lot of things. He's been around for about 50 years.
Okay, what did he say that people thought that were upset people so much they labeled him a racist?
Terrible things like race is real.
Terrible racist things? Oh my God, really?
I didn't say terrible racist things. Liz, if you calm down for a moment, then I can explain it to you.
Go ahead. I want to, can you give me a quote?
Okay, he said terrible things that there are differences between the races and that people get along more well with their own than they do with others. And
Is that
that's
a
been
quote? Or is that an ideology that you
So now
pulled
we're
from
going to
what
go
he was
down this
saying?
path, right? So if I
Okay.
can't provide you an exact quote, then it didn't happen. Is
I
that what
didn't
it's?
say, did I say that? I said, I want to know exactly what this man said, not
Sorry,
the perception that you got from what he said. I want to know
I'm,
exactly what he said that made people label him a racist.
Liz,
Okay.
you're a big girl, and you can go check out
I'm
Jared
300 pounds.
Taylor. You can go check out Jared Taylor and check out what he said, and you could find out.
No. We're here now. You want to bring up this topic now? Let's go ahead and bring up this topic. This isn't my first rodeo, champ. So I would like to know what this man said specifically. If you were going to
Well,
bring up
then I
this topic,
suggest that you go to
and you want to say
AmericanRenaissance.com.
that Jared Taylor is a victim, okay, which is what you're pronouncing here. You are calling people I know anti-white. What do you call
Yeah,
them? Monsters or whatever.
you are
No,
anti-white, love. I'm sorry, but you
I
are.
look. You can call me whatever you want. I don't really care. I
You can
want to
call me
know.
whatever you want. I don't care either.
I didn't call you anything. Now you're just derailing the conversation because you
No,
fucked
I'm
up.
telling you,
You messed up
I'm
in this
I'm telling
conversation
you
because
his
you
website.
no, I don't want his website. I want you on this show right now to tell me
You want me to
what
quote
he said
30
that
or
made
40
people.
years of Jared Taylor's comments?
But by the way,
There was something that labeled him a
I want to
racist.
mention
What was it?
that Jared Taylor was not given any reason or excuse they never pinpointed anything that he said. It was just that they believed he was they didn't label him a racist. They said he was white.
Oh,
I
so
think
now they didn't label him a racist.
no. They said that I think it was white supremacy
Yes.
and hate speech. And they did
Yeah.
not YouTube and others do not have they don't give any kind of due process, by the way, which I think Jared Taylor deserves. He deserves due process on the internet, and he deserves due
You are
process.
derailing and distracting from my question. I want to know examples of what this man said that people went up in arms for. I don't know who this guy is, so I'm just curious. What did he say?
Well, you're talking on the stream, so I assume that you have access to the internet. Or
wanted
do
to
you
bring
want
up
me to
this
just
topic. You
do
wanted to
you?
bring up this topic on this show.
I
I
said
am
Jared Taylor,
addressing this
Colin
topic
Flaherty.
since you are calling Jared
Okay,
Taylor a
we're just gonna
victim.
go over it and over it. What is up with these girls, man? Listen, you can check out. There's countless examples of
Wow,
people,
that's
white
June.
women, not
I'm
white
sorry.
women, white men and white women that have
Did
been
I do now,
fired
Liz?
from their position.
I'm look at there's two of you that hate women in this. That's funny.
What's
So
wrong with
anyway,
hating women? They're the worst thing around.
I absolutely adore white women. I just think that they're more susceptible to white guilt, as
I mean
Liz
that's
has
that's
obviously
clearly your
displayed.
opinion. Yet you can't. Your opinions are so strong, and you can call me that, and you can harbor those opinions, yet you can't.
I didn't
quote
call you anything.
Jared Taylor, and you can't tell me what he said.
I don't need
that
to
has
call you. I
people
don't need
so
to call you
upset.
anything. The man was banned from a continent,
Why?
and he hasn't really said anything bad as far as I can find. If you can find
That's
something,
your
please, by
perception.
all means, let me know.
That is your
Well,
perception. So you brought it up, and I'm asking you details about what you brought up, and you have nothing to
Well,
say.
no, it's argument from ignorance, and I don't have to know everything.
It
You
is
have
an argument.
access to.
You bring up a good
It's
point.
argument from
It's
ignorance. It's a fallacy. You can look it up. You have access to the internet, so
why do
why
I have
don't
to look
you
it
look
up
it
if
up and
you
get back
brought
to
it
me?
up? You brought it up. You're the
I've
expert
watched
here on this Jared
many,
Taylor.
many
You seem to know
hours.
so much about it. And
I've
so I
watched.
want to know what he said. Since you're the expert here on racism and white guilt and women, I
Once
want to know what
again,
Jared Taylor said since you brought it up.
I
Since he's
do
a man.
believe. By the way, I do believe, and I want to just get in here. It was right after the death of George Floyd, where they got rid of Stefan Molyneux, they got rid of Jared Taylor, and they got rid of Colin Flaherty. All three of those people were on YouTube. Jared
Okay.
Taylor, yeah.
What did
And
Jared Taylor say?
they also got rid of Way of the World. They also got rid of Greg Johnson. They also got rid of many channels. So it's just okay.
it was they did not give an excuse to why they did that. They just made a complete purge. YouTube made a complete purge, and all they made an accusation of. I mean, with Jared Taylor, they just made an accusation about him, and that was it. There was no trial or due process of the things that he said or didn't say. They just said, "You're this," and you're being punished.
Also, Brian, they didn't just get rid of them from social media. It was the banks that also canceled all of their credit cards, their transactions. They got rid of everything. They tried to erase them from the world. And I've watched many, many hours of Jared Taylor. I'm not going to go through quotations. You're more than welcome to look at the website, Liz. You could look them up and find it. But they tried to extinguish these people's existence.
Sorry.
And they're all white men. Go figure.
They did not say anything in specific. They just said that they used the word racist and white supremacist, and they did not, from my understanding, give any of these groups any kind, or any of these people any kind of due process before they debanked them and before they kicked them off of YouTube. They just said, white supremacist, you're part of the alt-right, and you're removed. That's what they did. And I'm not saying, right or wrong, that's what they did. And it was without any form of due process.
Out of curiosity, Liz, may I ask you your ethnicity? And don't tell me if you don't want to, if you don't wish to. Liz, I don't know if maybe I broke up.
Liz, what is your ethnicity? You want to give your ethnic background, or do you not want to say that?
I'm not used to.
Liz? Wait, is this Liz again? Wait, we got two Liz's.
Oh, no, Liz is here. Sorry. So I was looking up Jared Taylor, and let me see. Am I getting this?
Oh, I think we lost Liz.
Did we lose you, Liz?
Same.
Okay, you looked up Jared Taylor. Go ahead.
So, G. Hold on, I'm having issues hearing you.
I hope that rather than simply looking her up, I hope she returns. And seriously, I would love to be a guest on her show, wherever that is. I don't know. I don't do any other platforms anymore. I just stick to YouTube.
Sorry.
Oh, there she is. Okay, go for it.
Yeah. Sorry, I was doing two things at once here. So you're talking about the same Jared Taylor that intellectualize what I'm reading on Google, white supremacy.
No.
And rub shoulders. This is how he's literally defined on the internet, and someone who rubs shoulders with neo-Nazis.
Can you have you looked it up in
You told
Wikipedia?
me to Google it, sir. So that's what I did.
Yes, I told you to go.
Those are the first things that come up.
I told you like anybody can go to AmRen or American
I just
Renaissance.com.
Googled this man's name, and that's what came up. Those are the top points. And so you're trying to tell me that he is a victim.
Yes.
Even though he literally, when you go search this man's name on the internet, it brings up issues where he tried to glorify and intellectualize white supremacy.
No, but I will make a point, Liz, if you will offer me the opportunity.
Go ahead.
I won't give my name because I'm trying to retain my anonymity.
Sure, that's I respect that.
Okay. But if you were to Google my real name, the internet might say that I have a 13-inch penis. Would you believe it?
The internet, would it be on all of the, let's see, the intellectual sites, the Wikipedia? What else do we got here?
Well, is Wikipedia really a reliable source, by the way?
The fact of the matter is, just go to the guy's site and listen to him. Listen to him and make your own mind up. Don't follow all that. Oh man, she's gone again. I apologize, guys. I tried to come a little bit stronger because last time I came on the show, it was out of control. I didn't like what happened to.
Once again, if I went to Google your name after someone said, "Hey, you should go Google this name and see what this person's known for," and I were to Google your name and it were to appear on several websites, reliable websites, that you had a 13-inch penis and had supporting backup documentation about your life and your 13-inch penis, I'd probably be inclined to believe that you had a 13-inch penis.
Liz, I don't have the man's number. I just want to say that in advance.
Look, that's not the point that I'm trying to make.
It is the point you're trying to make. You told me to go Google it. I Googled it.
Listen to me for a second. The point that I'm trying to make is that he has a website. He doesn't have anything else because they've deleted him from basically the internet and continents and banking accounts and everything else. So go to his website and listen to him. And if you find him to be a white supremacist, then come back and tell me why. But aside from that,
he's
I've
literally
listened
known as one. I don't need to. I asked you. You're the one that brought him up. You're victimizing this person. A lot of people look like they're not victimizing this person, and I want to know why you think he's a victim. All things considered.
Because he's been banned from the continent of Europe. He's had his bank account.
It's not even just America now. It's the world.
Hey, oh yeah.
Yeah, the world is pissed off at this man.
You gotta let me talk.
Oh, I thought we were agreeing. Sorry, the world. I thought you were saying yes. So the world is mad at this man.
The powers that be are mad at that man because he says he speaks truths to power, and it will come down on him. Now, you have just as much capability of going to his website. I've already given it. You can find it easily. And
I tend to stay away from the white supremacists. I don't host them on my shows.
Okay, well, you read on Wikipedia.
Do a lot of research, and I don't like listening to them.
You read on Wikipedia.
Quite honest.
No,
and it sounds like myself, along with Europe and the United States, and probably a handful of other countries, are probably going to be on the same boat on that one. I don't think that we're so beyond reason as a society in multiple countries that someone like that is going to be some sort of victim. I don't think there is no uproar against this man being banned, and you have to wonder why that is.
Well, Liz, I wish you the very best, and I would love to go on your show one day.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're more than entitled to your opinion. I just hope that you maybe find it in yourself to actually go and listen to the man rather than listen to Wikipedia sources or a Google search.
Once again, you're the one who told me to go Google him, and I did, and that's what came up. So I mean, I'm just trying to follow. You wouldn't tell me or quote any of the things that he says.
If I
So
quoted something that he said,
we only have so much time on the show, and so
yes,
I do within my
absolutely.
powers. And to be honest, there's probably a good reason why I don't know who he is, because anybody in any extremist position, I have zero interest in.
If I quoted him, just out of curiosity, because I could, would that change your mindset? Because I don't
Maybe
think
you
it
never
would.
know. I guess you never
Okay,
know.
so let me just quote. He describes himself as a race realist. He grew up in Japan. He has traveled across Africa. He has no ill will, as he says, towards any other non-white group for immutable characteristics. Does any of that matter, or does it need to be verbatim, or what are we doing?
I'm talking about quotes of the things he said. We can all describe ourselves as whatever we want, but
Okay.
we can describe ourselves with no ill will.
So he just goes around calling black people the N-word. Is that what he does?
I don't know what he does. I don't know. You're the one who listens to him. I don't.
Yeah, well, I do, and I'm telling you, this is
And I
like
mean, you're
one of
reading
the
off his
least.
page how he describes himself. You should see how I describe
No,
myself on all the stuff I do. I'm amazing. I'm amazing. No ill will either.
now I'll end it with this because it's going nowhere. And Liz, you're entitled to your opinion, and
Thank you.
I've got no ill will towards you. Brian, this is why facts don't matter. I know a lot of you on the right like to quote the little Ben Shapiro guy that facts don't care about your feelings.
Oh, I love Ben Shapiro. I really do.
There you
Bless
go.
the Jews.
And that is true. Facts don't care about your feelings. I will end with this. Feelings do not care about your facts, and that is equally true. And I think it's been displayed here. And I will drop my mic.
I want to. Where was it displayed here? You've given me nothing except for your opinion, and there is no fact here. You've made up facts and you've made accusations and you have made opinions, but sir, you have not made one fact here except for what you have in your mind and what you read off some dude's webpage.
Miss, we deserve more time and a more specific topic, and I would love, it would be an honor of mine to uh, be on your show, and you
You're
could tell me
absolutely
how wrong.
welcome. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I'm not
everything's
going to tell
good.
you. I won't sit here and tell you how wrong I am. But I will have you questioning yourself, though, because I mean, once again, I'm a hard one to get things by like that. You want to say that facts don't care about. You've not given me one fact here. Not one. It's all been feelings, and so you've contradicted yourself. And once again, this isn't my first rodeo, but I would love to have you on my show, Brian. You've been great as usual. Good show, and I do have to go to bed. It is way past my bedtime. Work in the morning. So.
All right.
Good night,
Sleep
everyone.
well. Rest well. You as well.
Alex, do you have anything to add?
I got something for Liz. Oh, she's gone. Never mind.
Who? Okay. Do you have anything to add? Or are you one of these Joker people?
No,
Do you have
I'm just
anything to?
here. You guys, I'll speak. Whenever. Just keep going.
Very well.
No. Hey, talk to us. What's up? What are we, minced liver here? Come on.
I do believe Liz is 100% wrong.
Oh, well, explain to us, please.
What's that?
Continue, please.
Okay. I do want to know if Angela shaved her vagina.
The answer to that is probably not.
Sorry, that was. I just wanted to add, by the way. Yeah. That Jared Taylor was kicked off without reason, and Angela is here now, and she's being a little reactive to the trolls. Why give them space? I don't know that they're trolls. I invite people on, and they come on and they speak just as you did, Angela. And I'm not here against anybody. I'm not here against anybody or in favor of anybody. I allow them to talk. I have my opinions. they have your, what do you, okay, now she says off of YouTube. They just, you know what? I invite people on and they decide to come on and they decide not to come on.
Yeah, but you try to argue with them. I mean, look at what happened. Liz seemed like a very decent, respectable woman to me, but did facts matter? They didn't.
No, no. At this point, I mean, she came strong, but the fact of Jared, I mean, the fact of Jared, the truth is, Jared Taylor and Stefan Molyneux and Colin Flaherty were all kicked off of YouTube without any, I mean, without any reason. Really, it was really a knee jerk reaction to the George Floyd incident and Black Lives Matter and a lot of these other civil rights groups. There's one in particular called The Color of Change that that really tries to that was that really got into saying, hey, take away their credit cards and their and any type of banking, destroy them banking wise, and that's just what they've done to conservative groups. Are what they consider to be alt-right groups are white supremacist groups, is they basically debank them. So they do not control the money. And we have is Liz coming on again? Is that Liz or who is this?
Do you like boobs?
There we go. You're off again. Please.
I'm not really a boob guy. So I'm kind of more of a butt person, but that's neither here nor there. And I just, well, I'm sorry that you get this trolling, but that's what happens when you come from a, a smaller platform, isn't it?
Well, that's just the truth. And you know what? It is what it is. And like I said, the truth is, in a lot of ways, facts. The truth is, feelings don't care about your facts, and a lot of people go on feelings. Hell, I would be a liar if I said that I'm a completely logical person, and I don't think that human beings are necessarily logical. They are feeling. They do. They do what's in their best interest to survive. And
Um, yes, but well, this is why I want to have a conversation. Just if I could, one on one with you, or if you want JP there, I don't know. But I would really enjoy a conversation with you about race and the topic of race realism. Uh, without the distractions, because I think it would be a really good, healthy conversation for both of us. You seem like a sound guy. And just by the way, Angela was on your show uh, recently. I watched the show. She seems like a very decent woman. I enjoyed the conversation until the nonsense came on, but she seemed like a very respectable woman, and I would love to have her on as well. Now, I don't want to make it one-sided because there's two sides to every coin, and Sly has his opinions, you have yours, and I have mine. Um, but to suggest that you or I are racist, I find that to be uh, well, despicable and unbecoming of anybody to suggest such a thing. You and I are obviously not racist. We haven't said anything against any other race. We're just trying to say that white people are being oppressed. So that's why I tell you, call them anti-whites and click the reject button or whatever it is. Throw them in the trash bin. They don't belong. If they want to start up their own show, they should have every right to do so. But when we say something that they don't like, we're canceled. We're canceled from traveling. We're canceled from the banking system. We're canceled from social media. And that's only to white people. I don't, if you can find me some black people or some Asian people or whatever, non-whites of any variety that have had their lives ruined for speaking their minds, well, I'll give you $1. But
Hey, shut the fuck up, faggot.
there we go. There we go. That's exactly how it happens every single time. These people do not care about the facts. So don't care about them. They're just anti-whites. Flush them down the toilet.
Yeah, I mean that's the best. Sometimes that's the best thing you can do if a person is that disagreeable. I mean, if they have questions and they're decent, because look, I don't agree with you, but you've been fairly fair with me. I know you and Liz got at it, but Liz is someone who is a passionate person, and she's a passionate person that believes in what she believes in. I'm passionate as well. Um, I believe that these people are unfairly marked and they're defamed, and many of the things that they say are true. There are things that I guess I would say I disagree with, perhaps, but
Well,
yeah,
if I'm not, I apologize. Please.
no. I mean, I would disagree with. I mean, I actually like Stefan. I heard you talk about Stefan. Like because both Jared Taylor and Stefan Molyneux were both kicked off of YouTube. I don't know
Yes.
if you have an opinion on him at all.
Not, they both seem like stewardly gentlemen, and I wish them both the best. And it was wrong what was done to them. I follow Jared Taylor. I respect many of his views. Stefan Molyneux, I can't even say his name. He is, as I said, um, just too much of an academic for somebody like me. But I also see that he doesn't really address the race issue. And I understand why. It's a controversial topic. But nonetheless, he was removed. He was banished, vanquished from social media.
Well, Stefan Molyneux was removed because he did address the race issue, um, and that was the main reason. I mean, he was removed again with all the rest right after the George Floyd incident, right after the death of George Floyd, and he was removed along with Colin Flaherty, and Colin Flaherty never he was stating facts. I mean, he was, I mean, you can have someone say, like, I wish a Karen would, or look at what this Karen did, but he was showing brutal attacks by blacks to whites, and he gets removed.
I'm far more interested in what Shaniqua did than I am in what Karen did, because Karens seem to be perhaps slightly mentally unstable white women. So Karen is a slur against white people. But the Shaniqua videos that are documented in White Girl Bleed a Lot, those are the more important videos as far as I'm concerned. And I thought that Stefan was erased from digital existence far after uh, Jared Taylor and who was the other gentleman that you mentioned?
Colin Flaherty.
Yeah, Colin Flaherty, Jared Taylor, and the like. I find the Shaniqua videos to be far more interesting. Now, why am I saying that? It's not to diminish non-whites. It's because if they're going to criticize us by saying Karen videos, because Karen is a commonly white woman's name, and they're going to come up with that kind of nonsense, well, then I kind of think that we should just give it back to them. So the Tyrone, the Shaniqua, those videos are more important because those videos tend to end in somebody's life being lost. And it's just factually true. But again, who cares about facts? Listen to the people. You listen to all your callers that call up. They don't care about that nonsense. Now, If I could just end on something, because I don't want to take all your time up. I'm willing to talk to you for longer if you would like, but I know that the show's gone on for quite a while. So, when I was in grade school, um, I noticed even as a little kid, as a little tot, the black kids, they hung out with the black kids. The Hispanic kids, they hung out with the Hispanic kids. The white kids, we hung out with each other. Asian kids, they hung out with themselves. It was like that in grade school. It was like that in middle school. We all hung out with each other. And I didn't think about any of these things when I was a child. But we all hung out with each other, like our own groups. High school, the exact same. Then once I got out of high school, I went to college, and in college, well, sure enough, the blacks hung out with the blacks, whites with the whites, Hispanics with the Hispanics, Asians with the Asians, so on and so forth. And then after I graduated, then I looked out into the world, and then I see that, well, we live in Southern California, right? So you know that there's black communities, Asian communities, white communities, Hispanic communities. You see it. You live here, don't you?
Yes.
Same thing. Take it a little bit further. You have black nations, you have Asian nations, Hispanic nations. The only nations that seem to be attacked for a lack of diversity, they all tend to be white nations. Now, this is just the way of the world. It doesn't mean that I hate anybody. It means I love my own, and I love diversity. These people want to destroy diversity, even though they're coming with the guise of wanting to diversify areas. They don't. Um, that chick, Mandy, from the other stream, she said it explicitly, and JP said it explicitly. Uh, Everybody's going to mix until we're all the exact same color of beautiful brown. Well, I'm sorry, I don't want that. And contrary to Mandy's opinion, I actually like to travel. I know that she's a traveler and she's really busy and makes a lot of money and whatever. I've traveled quite a bit in my past, and when I go to different countries, I've been to Philippines, I've been to Singapore, Malaysia, Thailand, I've been to China, I've been uh, all over the place. I love the fact that when I go there, I am the foreigner and I'm experiencing their culture. I'm not experiencing my culture. And when I went to Vietnam, there was a McDonald's down the street. I hated it. I hated it because it's Western culture seeping in. Western conglomerate, these companies, these rich, wealthy fat cats. I don't want to go to these nations and see Western culture. I want to go to these nations to experience their culture. I'm honored to go to their culture, that they would even allow me in. I'm a foreigner. These people don't see it that way. They want everything to mix until it's just McDonald's all over the world. And it really, yeah, it upsets me when I go to the Philippines and I see them duplicating what's been done in the West, and Jollibees and all these things, and McDonald's and Shakey's Pizza. And it it hurts me because I want the Philippines to stay Filipino. I want the United States to stay the United States, Latvia, Lithuania to stay as they are. These are different, vibrant cultures, and this is what makes the world a wonderful place. So, well, I've said what I've had to say, and I hope that you understand. If you don't, ask me a question, but I love diversity, true diversity, not the leftist diversity. And I don't like doing that left right nonsense because on many issues, you can call me a leftist. I just don't care. I just want people to secure their homelands. And I'll drop the mic.
Well, Donnie, I thank you for coming on. I I'm not as world traveled as well or world traveled as you, although I was born in a foreign country. I was born in Germany on an Air Force base. Both my parents are American. My mother spent time in Morocco, so she knows about Islam, a little bit about Islam. And my father would talk about Germany, he would talk about the UK as well. And, you know,
Donning, you sexless virgin.
oh, Jesus Christ. You know what? I apologize for that. These people are kind it is kind of fun, you know, and you have to laugh to a degree. You have to laugh. And some of these people are just jokers. They don't care. You know, a lot of them, I don't think they have any deal with it whatsoever. They're just here to joke, and I like to joke as well. I'm not that, you know, serious. There are some people whom I would, you know, if I saw them coming, I would walk across the street, not because I'm necessarily afraid of them, but because I'm disgusted by them. And there are a lot of disgusting, vile people out there right now, and we've seen, living in a big city, I've seen the worst of it.
Yeah,
Uh,
you live in LA, right?
oh yeah, it's
So, yeah, you've seen some gnarly. I live in SoCal too, man. I know how it goes. But just to answer his question, um, I don't know because his mother gave me a blowjob, and I don't know if does that count? I can't. You'd have to explain it to me. I'm unfamiliar with that topic. I'm sorry.
well. Here's the deal. I personally, I used to fight like that, and calling someone Shaniqua. I just don't go into those kinds of things. I just say, look, these are videos of blacks doing things to whites, and they're not allowed to be seen. But anytime a white person, they call him a Karen, we can't necessarily have a name. I don't think this YouTube thing, my channel will serve as a strike for that. But when they put a strike on someone for hate speech, it's never a black channel. It's always a white channel. And in LA, there are Hebrew Israelites in every major city in America on every street corner. Try getting American Renaissance on a street corner. See how long they'll last today. They will be kicked out immediately.
Absolutely. That was the point that I was trying to make. And I'm somebody with all these morons calling me all these types of anti-white slurs, but I actually have black Hebrew Israelite friends. It's weird. Like I agree with them more than I do with these morons in many situations. So the whole thing is it's just wild, man. The world is a bit frantic right now. Hopefully it will come back to normal, but until then, you don't entertain these as I said, pieces of trash, of filth, these anti-white scumbags. Don't entertain them, Brian, because they don't care. There's nothing that you can say that's going to change their mind. Most of them just want to come on for a little giggle, or to, as you said, try to destroy your life. So don't worry about it, bro. Call them anti-whites. Let it go.
I'm going to have to ponder on certain things before because I don't want to make any snap decisions. We are in a time of a very contentious time, and if you do say the wrong thing, it is whites that are being canceled. Whites are the primary victims of cancel culture, and we are the primary victims of what is deemed as hate speech in this country. Now, someone did ask, and this is off the thing, what is your feeling of Jewish people, if I may ask?
Oh, this is a topic that comes up quite often in the white positive sphere. So I will give my best answer, and they can make of it what they will. So my feeling of Jewish people are the Jewish people, wealthy, powerful Jewish people that are responsible for some of the tragic events of our people. And I say our people, we're white, brother. I know that you're German. We are closely related. Yes, there are. Now, with that being said, I fully expect Jewish people to serve their own interests and to work for the betterment of their kind. I just want white people to realize that it's okay for them to serve the betterment and empowerment of their kind and all other people. I do not talk about the hatred. I don't scream about the Jays. I don't scream about the bees. Uh, I just say that we work better separately. That's my whole point. So I fully expect for them to work in their own interests, and I just wish that our governments and our governments to work in the betterment of ours. That's all I'm saying. I'll leave it with that.
I can respect that. That was a very very interesting answer. I mean, and again, uh, I know right off the bat who hates me and who dislikes me, and actually, there are people with whom I live with in my circle, and I don't know where they're coming from, but there's a guy that passes me, and he's only done it twice, calls me a racist, and I think he's listened to my show, and it's like he happens to be black, but it's like, and I've never done or said anything to him, and that is a slur against, and it is a slur against white people.
Hey, bro, just let me know, man. I'll roll down there. I'll roll through. I don't. You can't live that far from me. I'll bring the homies, and trust me, you won't do it again. People tell me like, you never met a black person or a Mexican. No, I've met it all, man. Those are some of my best friends. I love those guys, and yeah, we'll ride through with the whip, and we'll take care of it, dude. Trust me, he won't mess with you again. Uh, no, that's stupid, but I could if you want me to.
Well, I've never, you know what, he's never physically threatened me. I do know how to, I don't want to say I know how to, because I believe that sometimes fleeing is the smartest thing to do when you're in danger.
Absolutely.
It is also the best thing to do to avoid danger at all costs.
Abs- Always try to avoid the situation. Um, you'll get yourself in trouble. Whether you win or lose, it doesn't matter. You'll get yourself in trouble. I'm just so grateful that I never got um, myself into any situation. But I could just roll down there with some of the homies, and we could just have a little chat. It wouldn't be a big deal. Let me know.
You know, I've actually I had a no I had a show once on Blog Talk Radio, and I would also have Hebrew Israelites, and one of them used to say, these people, this one Hebrew Israelite would say, all these black folks talk about white folks, yet they seem to would follow the white man to the moon, and they're very hypocritical. And I applauded him for that. His name was like Pinky or something like that. But he said, "Yeah, these white folks are all these uh, all these black folks that complain about white racism and this and that. They would actually follow the white man to the moon." I remember listening to I don't know if you know who Godfrey is, but he talks about white supremacy, and this man his parents immigrated from Africa, and I'd love to ask him um, if um, if white supremacy is so bad, did your parents make a mistake when they came to America from Nigeria? It's like these guys speak. Now this is Scott. Scott, do you have anything to add?
This guy sounds like a fucking pussy. I'd beat his ass.
All right. This guy is coming on, and I thought he was somebody else, but he's
It
coming on.
doesn't matter, man. It doesn't matter. It's all good. I don't
Yeah,
care.
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I don't know where these people are kind of coming from.
No, it's funny. Like, it's just so weird. Life is so full of contradictions. Um, like I roll with people that you would never expect me to roll with, and all of my experiences with black people, black Hebrew Israelites, and other blacks, we just click. We get along so well. So it seems strange that I would want separation, peaceful separation between ethnicities. Uh, but it's the way the people that seem to be the most aggressive and the most angry, and this has been my entire life, have been white people. I have to admit it. Most of my fights growing up, my street fights were pretty much always with white people. So it seems to be contradictory, but I still maintain my position. It's not. I respect the Black Hebrews because they have a sense of identity. I respect Asians because they have a sense of identity. The only group of people that I don't think have a sense of identity, an in-group preference, are white people, and I think it's been removed from them. It's been taken away. Now, you can say that it's the Jays, you can say that it's the Russians, communism, or government corporations, probably all of them, but it has been taken away. I think that, and it might also be that we have a strong sense of individualism. So all of these factors combined could have led into this. I'm trying to unite it. And thank you to Scott. That was a great call, man. And yeah, you definitely messed me up, bro. So I know I'm a little bit weird, but it must come off as wishy-washy, but that's not my intention. I do have uh, my opinions, and I'll express them, man. And your show, your platform, it's given me an opportunity to do so. I really appreciate it.
Well, I like to tackle controversial topics and topics that you're not allowed to be talking about. I see America and the West as being torn apart by a very authoritarian, the authoritarian left, the cultural left, and they've taken over this country in many different types of ways. And I would like to kind of challenge that, and I'd like to have people on whom I disagree with. I mean, I agree with some of what you say. I agree with. There are things that of yours that I agree with, and there are things that perhaps that I would also disagree with.
Okay, may I just ask, could you could you explain to me the what qualifies someone for being left and what qualifies someone for being right? Because I rather talk about specific issues, because depending on which issue you ask me, I could be considered left or right.
Well, mainly I talk more about the cultural left than I do about the economic issues. To me, it's much more cultural than it is economic. And I've been a movie, TV, and news junkie and political junkie most of my since I was like 11 years old. I've been around these types of circles, and I've seen and observed all types of people. And it saddens me that this information age has become the age of censorship and also punishment, because these cancel culture groups have come out of the internet. and the red pill, the so-called red pill, was winning because they couldn't. They really had no ground to stand on because these people are hypocritical, and they do have standards for you and us as people of European descent that they do not hold for themselves. And when they had the when the intellects would put a mirror on them or flash a light on them, they couldn't handle it. And now they don't debate you; they just punish you.
That's why I've told you, you just call them anti-white when they call you an anti-white slur, be it racist, white supremacist, or something else. And movies, I'm afraid to say, they've been anti-white for quite some time, and I don't want to bring it to this, what do I think about the Jews question, but the fact of the matter is that Hollywood is obviously anti-straight white man. That's just the way it is. And we can see it. It's getting worse and worse. James Bond is a black woman, for goodness sakes. And it is run by non-white people. So this is where I was saying that there are issues with that. Now, my other stance on it is that we are not victims. We us white folk are not victims. So blaming this group or that group or that group, that's not going to help us. Taking responsibility, and this comes down to, I guess, your channel with your interest in stoicism. That plays a big factor, and I do think that we're going to see this come about. I don't know when, I don't know where, but I do expect a reactionary movement of some sort. And I do everything in my power to try to make it as non-violent, as passive as I possibly can. I do not condone violence of any kind, but if you are threatened with violence, well, you don't have a choice at that point. You should have figured out how to avoid it, and if you can't avoid it, you have to deal with it, and deal with it you should, no matter what happens. I don't know, you have a confused look on your face. Did I make any sense?
Oh, no, you certainly made sense. I want to say to win any fight, and this is primarily, I see it as an economic war. This is a cultural war, and it's being fought economically. And for me, this is by the left. And the left right now, if you can put yourself on mute real quick, I'm sorry.
I apologize.
Sorry about that. Yeah, for me, this is an economic war. And to me, gaslighting and hypocrisy are things that abusers do. And leftists do those things best. They are hypocritical and they do gaslight. And they do, nowadays, they don't even try to prove that with you on certain topics. They just cancel you. They give you no due process. They just tell you you're gone. In many places, there are teachers. If you try to fire a teacher, there's a whole list of due process that they have. And there should be the same for the internet and definitely for banking. That you can take away someone's right to use transactions in this country. There should be an investigation on that because that's very dangerous what's being done. And all they have to say is that you are an extremist. And it's only the right that are the extremists. And from my opinion, I think that Antifa and leftist groups have basically gotten a foothold within the establishment, and they punish people who go against their ideology. I'll leave the one more word for you, and then I'm going to wrap it up.
Yes, the Muslims have a proverb, I believe, that is something to the effect of my brother against I, my brother and I against our cousins, my brother and I against, I would say, and I'm adding this in because it's not in the proverb, I don't believe it is anyway, my brother and I and my cousins against our extended family, and my brother, my cousins, and I against foreigners. And it sounds warlike in nature. I'm not advocating for that. I'm just simply stating the fact that that's the way it should be. Your family comes first. Your friends come first. Your extended family, meaning your race, they come next. And then us against the world. And that's the way of the world. I find it to be a beautiful proverb, even though I despise Islam. I'm not really, I'm not advocating for it, but that's just the way of the world. I like to see the world as it is and acknowledge it. And then I cope because, well, you're Stoic Calm. So you should understand where I'm coming from. Doesn't matter if it's wrong or right, it's the way it is. I love everyone, but I love my family more than somebody else's family. I love my friends more than somebody else's friends. Excuse me. I love my people, my race, more than I do other races. And that's just the way it is. And I accept it. And maybe one day you will as well. I've given you some recommendations. You can definitely check out those channels. I won't list them. I won't say them on your stream. That would be uncouth. That would be disrespectful. But I hope that you do check them out, brother. You are one of us, whether you want to be or not. Jim Goad, I don't know if you know who Jim Goad is. He said, your skin color is a gang tattoo. And that's just the way it is, homie. So much love to everybody out there, and much love to you, Brian. I hope that you continue your content. It's always a pleasure talking to you. And you know, I've said my piece. I don't know if I could say it any better. I probably couldn't say it any worse if I tried. But it is what it is, man. And that's just what we're stuck with. That's what we got to deal with. So much love, man.
I'm going to bring on, all right, I'm going to bring on Liz. I don't know if this is the same person. Are you going to be? All right, he was on a short leave. Well, yeah. The same guy several times, man. He loves to come on and just.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Hey, you got. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah. I'll tell you this. I have had friends that have had my back, and no one has done me more harm than family members. And I've had friends who've stabbed me in the back, but I've had friends who are not my blood and are not of my race who have completely had my back and acted as family. And if I did have a sister or a daughter, I'm going to be blunt and honest. I would not mind them being married. These were honorable men that I knew who were decent, and they understood the score and they understood my perspective. Donning, I'll let you speak.
Absolutely nothing wrong with that, man. I've known, like again, I'm from SoCal. Pretty much all of my friends were non-white. I got love for them, and if something popped off, I'd be there for them. I'm not saying that I'm a tough guy or anything like that. People fall in love with who they fall in love with. Much respect, and I hope that they live happy lives. and raise wonderful, beautiful children. But again, race matters, man. It just matters. And that's the reason why we're seeing everything fall apart all around us. I think that everybody would be better off if they just stuck to their own. They already want to stick to their own. It was forced integration that caused much of these problems. And that's just my position. I hope that I beg your pardon. I apologize. I hope that I've voiced my opinion well. Um, there's not much more that I can say, but I'd be more than willing to have a more specific conversation and delve into whatever issue that it is that you or one of your guests would like to. But anybody that thinks I'm the R word, you're an anti-white pig. Go to hell. And that's pretty much all I have to say, man.
Well, I want to say that I strive for nobility, and I try to give. I give people and human beings respect, sight unseen. You must earn my disrespect, and there have been people that have done that, and they don't want to listen to me talk or hear what I have to say. But there is a lack of morals and nobility in this country, and there are a lot of people who fall back on the victim card to be unnoble or undecent. And so I have you on to express your opinion. For me, the most important thing is to be noble and good. I'm not a Christian. I kind of believe in God, I guess, to a degree. I'm delved between atheism and believing in God, but I believe in certain Christian principles. And the more I think about it, the degeneracy and the debauchery, and I used to take part in all that nonsense, and it really leads to nowhere. And sin is fun, and I take it to the when Adam and Eve, when they ate the apple and were removed from the Garden of Eden, and sin and debauchery is fun. These big cities, they have a lot of fun. They have a lot of sin, and they have a lot of vile, nasty stuff in there. I'm going to allow Dennis for a quick second. Dennis, do you have anything to add, real quick?
Incel.
There we go. And like I said, I think men are suffering, particularly heterosexual males are suffering in this country. They are humiliated and degraded, and males are the most likely to be homeless. And the suicide rate amongst males is through the roof, particularly heterosexual males. And we face unique problems. Donnie, do you have anything to add?
Well, I don't want to just keep carrying on the show, but it's it's affecting white men more than it is everyone else, and there's something behind that. And it's outside factors and it's inside factors. So if you're a white male out there, you're my brother. I love you. Love yourself. Understand that your people are great. Maybe next time that I call in, I will talk about the nonsense that that woman on the past show was talking about. You came and you killed all the Indians. Well, no, they actually tried to kill us, and we were just better at killing. So I'm not going to apologize for being successful. I love my people. I love the white race. And whether or not you agree with me, I love you too, brother. And all those wonderful trolls. And by the way, I F that dude's mother too. So that was last week. But anyway, it's okay. I'll leave it alone. I'll get too vulgar, and I don't want to do that. So we should end the show. Brian, you got a good thing going here, bro. Keep doing what you're doing. Don't let the naysayers get you.
Well, I thank you, Donning Armor, and I do have a different perspective on that. Yes, a lot of white men are suffering, but if you go down to Skid Row, and if you go down to any place where there's a large city of homelessness, you're going to see a lot of males. And I'm going to be honest with you. When I went down to Skid Row, the majority of male people that I saw were black. And you know what? I absolutely feel compassion for them. There was, I remember there was a,
No, stop it. Knock it off.
I'm sorry, Donning, but I do feel compassion for all.
I get it, but you're trying to explain away this nonsense from these anti-white clowns that are trying to make you out to be. They're trying to make you out to be the perpetrator of these atrocities. No, you're not. You're a white man trying to make himself something better, and there's nothing wrong with that. So you don't have to excuse yourself. I've been to Skid Row as well. I worked in Hollywood. We don't need to talk to these people. We don't need to explain ourselves to them. If they don't like us and they're going to call you the R word or the white supremacist, no, knock that off, bro. You call them anti-white to their face. I'll do it with you. Bro, I live like an hour and a half from you. Certainly. We can get it done. You know what I mean? I'm tired of apologizing. We don't need to apologize. I apologize. I shouldn't. I apologize for taking the microphone, but I'm done with that crap. I'm not feeling guilty because my people gave them the best fricking countries in the world and now they're flooding in. I'm not apologizing for anything, and neither should you. And I apologize for interrupting you. So sorry.
Well, I'm going to have to respectfully disagree on that. I mean, look, if I see somebody suffering in front of me, I do have compassion for that as someone whom I consider a human being. And I have had compassion for people of all races and all ethnicities whom I see suffering. And if I can do something about their suffering, I will absolutely do it because it is the right and noble thing for me to do. And I'm not.
Yes, I agree completely with that sentiment. However, the need for you to feel that you have to say that's what annoys me. That's what bugs me. I will save anyone that is not, it doesn't even have to be a human being. I'll save a dog if I see it drowning. I'm not a bad person, but I shouldn't have to constantly add that caveat that, oh, I'm really not a bad person. No, F you. I'm sorry. I'm white and I'm proud of it. And I'm proud of my heritage. And we didn't do anything wrong that nobody else did. We were just better. So we won. You lost. Go flip a burger. I'm trying so hard not to have the street come out of me. But I don't feel the need to do that, man. I've been down Skid Row. Excuse me. I've been over there, man. I used to work in LA. I used to work in Hollywood. I saw all that nonsense as well. But what is this? Because I have white skin, I need to apologize for your failures? No, get your shit up off your ass. Get your stuff up off your ass, and make something of yourself, man. I'll encourage you. But I'm not. Anyway, I'm repeating myself. It just makes me so angry the way that you talk to these people. These people need to be just put down like Rover behind the frickin' barn. Just get rid of them, man. They're just toxic, anti-white pieces of filth. They have no purpose. They Anyway, I'm sorry. I apologize, and I will not talk anymore. So all I'm going to say is thank you so much, Brian. Enjoy the show. Thank you for having me on. And I will listen to your final words. And then just end it, man, because I'll get pissed off again. I've got a little bit of an anger issue, if you haven't noticed. I don't know. I try to fight.
Well, I also, one of the reasons I started Stoic Calm is I also have an issue with my anger. And I believe in self-defense. I also believe in fleeing at times. And I do believe that whites are abused. And maybe I just, I do have compassion for what I see in front of me. And maybe you feel I have to say that as a caveat. I just feel that nobility is lacking in this society, and you know what, this country and the West has become very degenerate, and it's something that I'm not interested in any kind of degeneracy. I'm not interested in punk rock or rock or any of the other things like overeating and or drinking and drugs, all those things that are done. I'm not interested in that kind of thing. I'm interested in getting my health up and helping others and maybe inspiring others and being with others to be and live the best of their lives and be fair and noble people. That's what I care most about. That is me. Like I said, I see the left is very much hateful to white people, and not just in America, but throughout the world. I believe that to be true, and I believe they're very insensitive, and they're very not noble people. And I wouldn't, I would go so far as some of them are very vindictive, very nasty individuals, and they should be exposed for who they are. Now, if you have any more to add, that's just my opinion. And I will defend myself, and I will defend myself if I'm abused. And also, I don't believe in having racial pride for me. I had nothing to do with my race or ethnicity. Both my parents are white, and that's how I came about as white. And if I did a DNA test, there might be something in there that is different. But I believe that the left is very unnoble. But I also believe portions of the right are also unnoble. But I believe that nobility is the way, and striving to be the best human being that you can be with what you are surrounded with. If you have anything to add on that, Donning, and then I'll end it.
All right, man. I'll throw out just a little bit something else. I was gonna just shut up so that you can end it. You've had a nice long show. It's been a great show. Hi, my name's Donning Armour. I am a white man. Yes, I have been tested for my DNA. I am as white as the driven snow. I'm proud of my people. I'm proud of their accomplishments. If anybody has a problem with it, well, you can go straight to hell, because I've got no interest in dealing with anti-white nonsense. If you don't like it, go to hell. There you go. And thank you for the conversation, Brian.
Well, I thank you, Donning. That one, I guess I do disagree. Now someone just wrote in the comments, I do have racial pride. I do not. I believe that ego, for me, ego is man's most strongest narcotic. And one must pursue and work as hard as he can and do the best that he can. Do you have anything that, go ahead.
Yes, it's not ego, Brian. It's pride in your heritage, where you came from. It's not ego. If it was ego, I wouldn't have any, because I'm not an exemplary person. I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody. I've worked menial jobs my whole life. I'm a drug addict, recovering drug addict. Street fights and running around with other angry, self-loathing kids doing stupid things. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not there's no ego here. But I need something to believe in, bro. And I believe in my people. I want to be a better person so that I can help other white people. So this isn't about me. This is about my love for my kind and everybody, regardless of immutable characteristics, regardless of where you come from in the world. You should live for your people and you should love your people. And that's what I have to live for, bro. Without that, if I live for myself, I know what happens. Bad things happen. Stupid things happen. So some people find God or gods or whatever. I can't, man. I can't believe in that stuff. What I can believe in is that I love my people. They're my extended family, and you are. All white people are. All Europeans and their descendants. Those are my family. And I need to be a better person. It's what drives me forward so that I can accomplish tasks and I can better myself so that I can provide for them. Without that, I don't have anything. James Hake and those types of people, they live for Jesus or God or Vishnu or Quetzalcoatl or whatever the hell. I don't care. All right. But my higher power and what I live for is my people. And I see my people as being deracinated, um, and destroyed at this moment. And you've said it yourself. So no matter what you believe, you can disagree with me or agree with me. It doesn't matter. But I still want the best for you, brother, and I want the best for everybody out there, no matter who you are, where you come from. Much love to everybody, and I'll shut it down with that. So the microphone's yours, Brian. Great show.
Well, I do thank you, Donning Armor, for that. I strive for stoicism. I am not a Christian, but I guess I have some Christian values, and I hold dear to them. I hold dear to my family's values. My parents worked hard, and my dad wasn't the best, but he did the best he could. Both my parents are deceased, and I don't know if I necessarily believe in an afterlife, but if I ever got a chance to see them, I would want them to believe that I did the best I could with what I had, and I strive to, particularly my mom, who's no longer with us, I strive to make sure that I am the best human being that I can personally be, and the most noble human being that I can be, because she was. And I live that under her name. My father wasn't, and my father died after my mom, but my mother was the stoic, and she was the patient person, and she gave people love and decency at first. And you had to earn her disrespect. And she was loved throughout, through anyone who knew her. As a matter of fact, I think it's been over 10 years since she's gone, but her picture still remains at the place that she used to work. So I always strive for nobility and decency, because that is the way my mother was, and that is the way that I am, and I strive for that. That was taught to me, I strive to give to others. And I have my father's rage and anger, but I don't want that. If I get angry, I want it to be for the right purpose and for the best purpose. And with that being said, like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below. And also visit our website at transparencyandmerit.com. Thank you for listening.